I'm wondering if it's too much to ask that Marvel just produce a movie that people want to watch free of any agenda whatsoever. They're just focusing solely on producing entertainment for its audience. Spider-Man has usually been a reliable source for them, but with this news coming out about this upcoming Spider-Man, while there is reason to believe that it's actually going to be a good movie, there are still rumors coming out about it that give me pause. But before we get into all that, if you're new to the channel here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you can, leave a comment, hit the like button too, because it really helps me out. So this story right here from Cosmic Book News, Spider-Man Brand New Day adds even more estrogen, female partner for Punisher. Now, these are just rumors, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But when it comes to Marvel, a lot of the times there are rumors that if they're not 100% true, they usually have some validity to it. So let's just take a look at what it has to say. Adding even more estrogen to Spider-Man Brand New Day, a new rumor claims Jon Bernthal's Punisher will have a female partner. The rumor doesn't offer any more details, so it's unclear if it will be a female version of Microchip, a new character, or an existing Marvel female character. Now, I don't know how this connects to the Netflix ones, because I know they obviously have Jon Bernthal, Charlie Cox returning with their roles, but I think the Netflix versions of their shows are not necessarily canon to the MCU as a whole. And I'm bringing that up because Jon Bernthal's Punisher, the first season of that, had Microchip in that. So I don't know if they would necessarily do a female version of that character. At least that would create some confusion. I think for the most part, what they're doing is treating it as if it's not canon necessarily, but you could also just assume that the events of those respective shows did in fact occur. So they're not necessarily going to go through and retcon those, although they could very well do that. So if they did want to do a female Microchip, then I guess that could be the case, but I don't think that's necessarily the approach you're going to be doing for this if there is some validity to these rumors. It's also been claimed Spider-Man Brand New Day added more girl power with the addition of Florence Pugh as Yelena from Thunderbolts. On top of the rumored Punisher male partner and Yelena, Spider-Man Brand New Day will feature Zendaya back as MJ, also starring Sadie Sink in an unknown role, and Liza Colin-Zayas in a mystery role. That's not all the main. That's not all, as the main villain has been said to be female too, possibly Lady Chameleon. Rumor also offers Sarah Snook is in the movie. Okay, so take with that what you will. I'm thinking if they're going to be doing anything, it probably would be Florence Pugh as working with the Punisher on that one. That doesn't seem so much of a far-fetched. In fact, especially since she's kind of like the Black Widow of the MCU at this time. I forget the name of it exactly. I remember there was an animated Marvel movie that came out several years back where it was like a team-up movie between Punisher and Black Widow. So if they were to have Florence Pugh, because it was said that she's going to be in this movie, if she's teaming up with him, then I can kind of see that being the origin of this rumor out here right now. On the male side of things, Tom Holland returns as Spider-Man. Bernthal plays Punisher. Mark Ruffalo was said to be Savage Hulk. Jacob Batalon is back as Ned, and Michael Mando plays Scorpion. Actually, I do like bringing Michael Mando back as Scorpion in this one. It felt kind of like almost a wasted opportunity, or at least in the previous Spider-Man movie where he just had a cameo appearance. So I do like that they're using him more appropriately in this one. So are these rumors true? I don't know. Like I said, I think having Yelena play kind of a partner for the Punisher in this one, there seems to be more validity to that. But the idea that they're trying to make more female characters in this, I mean, that's kind of going in line with what Kevin Feige even said he wanted to do. He wanted to have as many female characters as male characters within the MCU. We've been seeing that happen since the Endgame days. Obviously not to the benefit of Marvel movies. So if they wanted to do that for Spider-Man Brand New Day, I can definitely see that being the case. It's just a matter of how far they're willing to go with that. Now, does that necessarily mean the movie's going to be bad? No. Doesn't mean it's also going to be good? Well, no either. I mean, it is what it is, sort of thing. But one thing I don't like, and I've brought it up many times, when studios try to do stuff like this, shoehorn in diversity just for the sake of it because they have some type of agenda, or they think like, oh, we need to have a black person in there, or we need to have a woman or something like that. They're making decisions that aren't necessarily for the betterment of the story. They're making decisions because they have some goal to push. And when you have the creatives working on something like this, making decisions that aren't for the betterment of the story, but just because of some other reason, well, then that's when you have problems. And that's why I say, like, a lot of stuff when it's trying to push a woke agenda is usually bad. And it's not always the case. There are some things that have an agenda that turn out to still be good. But oftentimes, though, when you have people working on something with ulterior motives, well, then everything else that is for the betterment of the project kind of falls by the wayside. And that's when you kind of get issues with it. Now, the previous Spider-Man movies, it could be argued that they had an agenda behind that too, with like a race swapped MJ, for instance. But those movies were still very much enjoyable. At least I liked them well enough. So I don't know. I mean, until I see more about this, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, even if the more recent Marvel movies haven't been that great. And also Marvel themselves aren't necessarily the ones producing this. So Kevin Feige, even if he has an agenda to push, which he's even said he has an agenda, it's still contingent on whether Sony will agree with that or not. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see behind all this. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share the video out there, because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.